Israel post a video of Gaza hospital, Hamas HQ. The Israeli army also accused Hamas of hospitals in Gaza for military purposes, as war rages in and around the Palestinian territory. Don't miss any update. Subscribe my channel for entertainment news. Israel has alleged Hamas has been using Gaza Strip's biggest hospital as its headquarters to ensure Israeli strikes harm civilians, who are allegedly being used as human shield. The Israeli army also accused Hamas of abusing hospitals in Gaza for military purposes, as war rages in and around the Palestinian territory. The allegation was swiftly denied by Hamas, and the main UN agency working in Gaza said earlier it had mechanisms in place to prevent aid being diverted. ISIS is sick. They turn hospitals into headquarters for their terror. We just released intelligence proving it, Israeli Prime Minister. Hamas wages war from hospitals. In Gaza, Israeli military spokesman Daniel Hagari told journalists, adding that Hamas was also using fuel stored in hospitals to help carry out its operations. Mr. Hagari specifically identified Al-Shifa Hospital, the largest in Gaza, as one from which Hamas men were operating. Terrorists move freely, in Shifa and other hospitals, he said. His allegations came as Israel pressed a withering air campaign against Hamas, now nearing the end of its third week, in response to the gruesome attacks by the group on southern Israel on October 7 that killed around 1,400 people. Mr. Hagari said Hamas had relied on hospitals to maintain its war effort, charging that the group had used hospitals as command and control centers and hideouts. The spokesman said some entrances to the sprawling network of tunnels Hamas has built under Gaza could also be found inside hospitals, calling it a cynical use of medical facilities to shield their operations. There is fuel in hospitals and Hamas is using it for its terror infrastructure, he added. A senior member of the Hamas political bureau, Izzat al-Rishq, swiftly fired back at the allegations from the Israeli army, calling them unfounded. There's no basis in truth in what the spokesman of the enemy army stated, Rishq said, accusing Israel of making up the allegations to pave the way for a new massacre to be committed against our people. Earlier, the Commissioner General for the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees UNRWA, Philippe Lazzarini, denied that any aid was being diverted. We have solid monitoring mechanisms. UNRWA does not and will not divert any humanitarian aid into the wrong hands, Lazzarini said. During the October 7 attack on Israel, Hamas gunmen also kidnapped 229 people, according to Israeli officials. Protests, Jerusalem and West Bank amid Israel-Gaza war. Pro-Gaza protests break out in neighboring areas following Israel's bombardment of the Gaza Strip. Don't miss any update. Subscribe my channel for entertainment news. Israeli security forces restricted young Palestinians from entering the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem for prayers on Friday and deployed in strength across the Old City and beyond to quell any unrest spilling over from the conflict in Gaza. In the occupied West Bank, Israeli troops killed 4 Palestinians during raids, the official Palestinian news agency WAFA said. 2 of the dead were identified by fighter groups as their members. Large numbers of Israeli police kept guard around Al-Aqsa, a flashpoint and often the scene of clashes, as Palestinians gathered for Friday prayers, reports said. At one point, the police fired tear gas at the Palestinians, according to Reuters. In the West Bank, the Israeli military said that during arrest operations, its troops came under attack in the city of Jenin and fired back, killing 2 men. The Islamic Jihad group confirmed one of the men belonged to the group, and Hamas said one of its fighters was killed in the Jenin fighting. WAFA said another 2 Palestinians were killed, one in Jenin and one in the town of Qalqilia, saying their deaths took the number of Palestinians killed in the West Bank since the Hamas-Israel conflict broke out to 110. Earlier in the day, Israeli forces destroyed a memorial in Jenin for the slain journalist Shireen Abu Akleh and razed the street where she was fatally shot by an Israeli soldier. The military said that in Qalqilia, troops came under fire while shutting down a shop whose owner was accused of incitement of violence. They returned fire, hitting at least 1 person, a military statement said. 350 people protesting and chanting for Gaza. Protests in solidarity with the people of Gaza also took place in Hebron in the West Bank. The protest began at the Ibn Rushd roundabout in the center of town, with demonstrators denouncing Israeli actions and expressing support for Palestinian resistance. One protester, who spoke to Al Jazeera on condition of anonymity, said the Israeli army suppressed the demonstration using drones. There were about 350 people there protesting and chanting for Gaza, the protester said. The occupation forces first sent out a surveillance drone that took pictures of the people who were there. About half an hour later, a larger drone came around and dropped gas bombs on the people protesting, the person added. Political forces called for a strike and mourning tomorrow in the Hebron Governorate and its cities on Saturday. In Nablus, video footage being circulated by the Jenin news outlet, and verified by Sanad, shows a group of demonstrators being dispersed by what is said to be Palestinian Authority (PA) security forces. As the protesters ran from clouds of what looked like tear gas, they could be heard chanting, "Spies! Spies!" in reference to the PA forces. In Ramallah, social media videos, corroborated by Sanad, showed a massive demonstration in solidarity with the residents of Gaza, predominantly led by young men. This protest followed the Israeli army spokesman's announcement of a ground incursion into the Gaza Strip. In the capital of neighboring Jordan, thousands of people took to the streets to denounce Israel and voice support for the Palestinians. Many waved the green, red, white and black Palestinian flag. "We are with Palestinians and with Gazans. We also came to stress that we are standing behind the resistance until the end," said participant Mahmoud Akalan. Another protester, Hassan Sultan, said, "It is our brothers who are being killed in Gaza. This is the least we could do, to make our position known to the world."